We all know someone who never seems to panic. When everything around them descends into chaos, they remain perfectly still, completely grounded, and ready to fix the problem. They operate with an intense independence, instantly reading the room and handling crises with a level of calm maturity that most adults aspire to. But beneath that composed exterior is a strange contradiction. If they have to ask a friend for even a minor favor, they are overwhelmed by a profound, entirely irrational sense of guilt. And if you give them a quiet Sunday with absolutely nothing to do, they don't relax. Instead, they experience severe anxiety, a creeping, intense sensation that because things are calm, something is about to go terribly wrong. Society looks at these individuals and praises their natural maturity, but developmental psychologists see an extreme psychological adaptation. This graph illustrates a phenomenon called parentification. You see the normal, smooth curve of childhood development here until it hits this vertical spike. That represents the exact moment a young person had to step up and manage adult responsibilities before they were ready. This fixer persona is a survival strategy forged by a child who had to erase their own needs to endure, carrying that weight long after the original crisis ended. When a developing brain is thrust into an environment where it has to manage complex adult emotions and unpredictable situations, biology takes over. To function in that environment, the child's brain actively suppresses their own emotional needs. They learn to stay calm and solve problems, knowing intuitively that their own feelings must come last. Psychologists call this survival independence. Because support from the adults around them is inconsistent, the child simply stops expecting comfort and handles everything alone. Years later, this extreme self-reliance creates an adult who appears incredibly capable, while masking a deep internal inability to trust any support system that feels temporary. This creates a rigid internal logic. Because receiving care feels completely foreign, they assume that if they are being taken care of, someone else is being heavily burdened. They apologize for wanting support. That fierce independence is a learned defense mechanism constructed to avoid the pain of relying on unreliable people. Growing up too fast also sharpens emotional awareness to a razor edge. These individuals can instantly sense minor shifts in mood and anticipate conflicts before they even happen. But this hyper-awareness operates as guarded empathy. They read people quickly to protect themselves, knowing exactly how much it costs to care without having their own defenses firmly in place. This dynamic leads to a condition known as split maturity, which we can visualize with this chart. On the left, the bar for logic and responsibility rapidly shoots to the maximum level. Meanwhile, the bar on the right for emotional vulnerability barely gets off the ground. That stuttering gap on the right represents their internal reality. Outwardly, they are serious and responsible, but inside they remain confused, constantly guilty, and emotionally unfulfilled. Because their timeline was artificially rushed, they missed a crucial developmental step. They were never given the time to learn how to need other people safely. They successfully mastered the physical and logistical mechanics of being an adult, while being completely denied the essential emotional foundation of a healthy childhood. To understand why this behavior is so hard to shake, we must look past psychological theory and focus on the biological reality of the human nervous system. This is a direct result of chronic stress adaptation. Look at this waveform representing nervous system arousal. When things are quiet and the line is flat, the body suddenly anticipates chaos, triggering this violent spike. In their childhood, calm moments usually meant something bad was about to happen. This biological programming forces their nervous system to stay perpetually alert. They feel deeply uneasy doing nothing, deriving a sense of value only when they are actively useful to someone else. If you recognize yourself in these behaviors, modern psychology offers a very specific reassurance. You are not broken. Your history is actually a biological success story. Under immense pressure, your nervous system functioned perfectly, prioritizing responsibility over safety and strength over softness to keep you alive. Healing involves updating the brain's outdated survival software and teaching the nervous system that those ancient high-alert defenses are no longer necessary. It means proving to your body, day by day, that the crisis of your youth has finally passed, and that you are, at long last, allowed to rest.